analysts at Anchoria Securities expect stocks in the banking, IT communication and consumer sectors to remain bullish in the first half of the year as geopolitical tension and insurance reforms may dampen sentiments for oil and gas and insurance sectors. Kehinde Jones, the research analyst at Anchoria Securities, joins me now for an equities market update. Thank you so much for your time today. And I'd like to start with what we're seeing play out in the market today and also how the week has played out for investors.
So for the equity market here in Nigeria, so this week have been quite impressive in terms of the bullish activity that's going on in the market. If you look down the market this week, we see buying interest in the banking sector. Also buying interest, investors are taking advantage in the oil and gas sector because most of the share prices are quite down. So they're taking advantage of buying now to take position in the third quarter of 2025. So this week we've seen a lot of cost deal, negotiated deal in GTCO, even in Tantalizer. A lot of cost deal have been having in Tantalizers in last week down to this week, and the banking sector is quite doing well this week, and oil and gas is not so impressive. But however, if you look at the other sector like industrial sector, Beta Glass is quite doing impressive. Just this week, Beta Glass have gained nothing less than 30% gain. So it's quite impressive for the market.
I'd love to get your assessment on the second quarter as a whole. When you look at the activities that have played out there, how the market is shaping up, even to the third quarter. Yes, we've seen some earnings coming. First quarter results have also played out there. But what's your overall assessment of the second quarter?
So in terms of quarter 2025, in April, last month, we saw the market were bearish, lost about 0.12%. However, for May 2025, we will see a bullish run because the buying interest is higher than the profit taking. I'll keep mentioning the banking index, the banking sector. The banking sector side of it, just for last month, when they declared dividend, GTCO declared good dividend for final year dividend of 7.30 kobo. And Access, UBA, First Bank, there's sustainability in the market in terms of the banking sector. And if you look at what played out in April 2025 this year, you will see that stability have occurred in the market, and investors have shifted from other sectors like oil and gas to the banking sector, to IT communication, to the industrial sector, even to consumer sector. So for May 2025, last 4 years in May for equity market stock exchange here in Nigeria, May always come out in bullish run, positive. So for quarter two 2025, we expect a bullish position for the market because I believe that the inflation results came out yesterday, and there was a little drop, however. But month on month we saw an increase, but not as significant to what happened previous month. So in the consumer sector, we are seeing Nestle, Nigeria Brewery, International Brewery, NASCOM, Vitafoam moving the market in the consumer sector. So consumer sector and banking sector are quite stuck. They are moving the market. So we believe in Anchoria Securities Limited that the consumer sector will sustain the market, the banking sector will sustain the market for May, even for quarter 2 2025.
Yeah, because it's good to see, talk about the historical factors there driving the market. But beyond the historicals, I'd like you to delve deeper, look at other catalysts that you see down the line that could help, with market sentiment.
Yes, so let me just give you a market insight from last week to this to presently, just last week to present. In GTCO, a lot of institutions have come to the market, and what they are trying to do is do a lot of negotiated deal. Last week Wednesday, we noticed that institutions started buying high volume of GTCO, Zenith Bank, Access, even in Tantalizer. Last week Wednesday, the total volume done for GTCO was 37 units in terms of volume. However, 23 million units was a cross deal, was a negotiated deal of the market. So we are seeing that institutions are quite playing high in the market than the many investors. So Access also, even for Fidelity, a lot of negotiated deal occur in Fidelity. So from last week down to this to present day now, today, we've seen a lot of institutional playing high in the market. So this gives investor sentiment, investor confidence that when institutions are buying, the buying interest is quite high. That means that the market is positioned to be a good momentum to play out and a good return for the market. However, you will notice what happened in 2024. year to date for stock market in Nigeria was above 30%. But currently, in 2025, is below 10%. But we are seeing a lot of the market capitalization have cost more than 68 trillion than what he has done for 2024. So it's something that a lot of investor sentiment and investor confidence is there in the market. So a lot of investors, HNIs, institutionals, even retail investors are coming down to the market. And I'll tell you the major reason why this is playing out in equity market. If you go back to the money market, you see that 90 days, 180 days, 364 days are always being oversubscribed. Right. Where are institutions taking the money to? They will tend to take the money back to equity market. In the fixed income market, yield are going up. And when yield is going up, you see the bond price will fall. No investor wants to go to the fixed income market majorly if they don't do the valuation, the market information. So they will tend to take the money to the equity market. And the equity market is the market where in a week you can gain like 30%. And if you get 30% in a week, is higher than what you want to go for fixed income. And in the money market, the highest rate there, stop rate there is not above 20% currently. So a lot of investors in money market, if they don't get the allotment from the money market side of it, they will take the money back to equity market. So that's why I'm seeing bullish run in the market. So the question now is it sustainable? Like I said, consumer sector, the banking sector, IT and communication will sustain the market for quarter 2 2025.
All right, thank you so much for your time. I like your optimism here on the market there. Kehinde Jones, the research analyst at Anchoria Securities, talking about the equities market in Nigeria.